That movie is one for the ages. And I'm here with my guest, best-selling author John Grisham, author of a new book called Rogue Lawyer. Terrific book.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here,
Thank
John.
you.
Now, this is an incredible movie. Margaret Mitchell only wrote this one book. That's very unusual, isn't it?
It is. However, the book was so humongous, so big when it came out in 1936. I mean, it won the National Book Award, it won the Pulitzer Prize, and it sold a zillion copies. And she was sort of overwhelmed, by the success. That happens to a lot of writers. No, not a lot. It happens often to writers who have the first big book. And so suddenly you're thinking, well, can I do it again? What's the next book going to be? In my case, it didn't work that way. My first novel, we couldn't give it away until later. But it started off with a blockbuster like this book, Gone with the Wind, and try to follow that up. And then she was killed tragically when she was in her mid-40s.
Right.
Never got a chance to write again.
But when you write, you're a writer. It would seem very difficult for me if you're a writer and did experience that success that you wouldn't want to write again right away.
Look at Harper Lee.
Yeah.
The one book, we'll see it later.
Right.
The one movie. And we thought there was only one novel. She published another one this year, but she went over 50 years claiming that was her only book. Mockingbird was her only novel.
We'll have to talk about that in detail.
Save that for later.
When we talk about
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Isn't it still the highest grossing film ever in today's dollars? Still, if you adjusted for...
If you adjusted, yeah. Because, again, back in 1939, a lot of tickets were being sold for 25 cents.
Right.
The high price was like $1.25 in the roadshow attractions. So, and everybody went to see that movie. And in those days, everybody went to see movies, period.
Yeah.
But they all certainly packed in to see that.
My parents talk about the old Malco Theater in downtown Memphis where it opened. You would have to wait in line around the block for hours to try to get a ticket. And you would sell out, you could move closer and closer, and it was an ordeal just to get into the theater. Right.
Well, let's move on. We have more movies ahead. Don't go away. John and I are going to be back to talk about another film based on a novel by a celebrated Southerner. In this instance, it's William Faulkner, the writer of Oxford, Mississippi.